Be Inspired podcast where we're inspiring you to live the abundant life you deserve. I got an awesome guest on the line again. I got Relo, Daryl, Blyden on the line. What's up, Daryl? What's up?
Yo, 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 good night, listening audience and viewing audience as well. Everything is fine.
Awesome, awesome. So I just want to thank everybody for tuning in live. All my followers, subscriber, I appreciate you guys liking, sharing, and commenting. Go ahead and go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to our channel. So this is gonna be another awesome episode. But before we get into it, I want to give a quick shout out to Creative Dream Collective. They complete our flyers, they do our flyers. And then I also want to give a shout out to the Carnival Fetters group. They always out there for fets and supporting. So shout out to everyone that's in that group, you know? Uh, so, Relo, what made you decide to music was your thing?
Um, you asked what made me decide that music is my thing. I kind of break up.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice. I'm the youngest of my brothers, and they all
yeah.
are musicians as well too. So they tell me that I gotta play, and you smile. It's like, okay, yeah, let's go. So I,
Nice.
I ain't really had a choice. I was just like,
You
hey,
didn't have a
just
choice.
get in the ball game. Yeah, I mean,
Nice. So a little bit about Relo. He's from the Virgin Islands, St. Thomas. There's four
boop, boop,
islands
boop.
in the VI. So there's Water Island, St. Croix, St. Croix is where I'm from, and St. Thomas and St. John. So Relo is from St. Thomas. And then also you play with John Ban, right?
I play with Jamban, I fill in with Jamban and numerous gigs
Nice. You know what?
from like for a while.
I had thought for a long time that Jamban had just disbanded. I didn't even know they were still playing until I recently connected with you. So that was interesting.
Yeah, it's a younger group of guys still carrying on the legacy for sure. Keeping it going. Very good group.
Okay. So was there ever a moment that you doubted pursuing music?
Never, never, never.
Okay. Can you share a defining moment that made you realize that wanting to play bass was professionally? Like what made you want it to play professionally?
Um, like I say, all of this come without really choice per se because um we have our own band name Bongso's band here in St. Thomas, me and my
Yeah.
brothers. And they always been playing, and this is what they were doing me professionally as well. So like I say, I just get thrown the ball game, and it's like, yo, batter up, let's keep it going. And ever since then, that's where I've been. They teach me
Yeah.
everything I needed to know, get me ready for it, boom, bam, bam, and still here today.
Yeah. So what's it like being in the band? Because I know you just came from Orlando, then went straight to a gig. So what's
Yeah.
it like being a musician and traveling often?
It is definitely tiring. Sometimes you don't get no rest at all. The same time you come in, you gotta go back out the next morning, do it all over again. But that's what we love. So
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I know you play the bass, right?
mhm.
But what made you? Because there's drums, there's keyboards, there's rhythm backs. So what made you decide? Okay, bass is gonna be my thing.
Well, my brother chose it for me because I actually wanted to be a guitarist. So
Okay.
my brother told me, no, if I need a bass man, you gotta play bass. So he started teaching me how to play the bass. And so I actually never give up my dreams of playing guitar. I could play guitar very well as much as I could play the bass.
Yeah.
Um, I just don't push that out as much, but that was just like that's my dream. At least I could keep something for myself. So I could play keys, I could play drums, I could play all of them. So as equally.
Basically. Okay. All right. And I like that, man. Like, When I was younger, I wanted to play the drums, but I never could get a coordination or a
You
correct
got
teacher to
it.
teach me how. Because music, you have to have rhythm, and I was a little bit lacking in the rhythm section.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But it's so funny. Some of our best musicians don't have really good timing.
Yeah. Wow. So I don't have to have timing, and I could be a good musician.
So it's so they're playing on timing, but they be dancing off timing. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing.
So do you sometimes experience that, or you actually get rhythm and you fit in timing and everything?
No, timing is one of my strong points. Um, one of the strongest points of my abilities. So I don't have that issue.
Okay, all right. So how do you stay motivated and continue to improve in your skills as a bassman?
So that's a very easy question to answer. So um, of course, my brothers are always cheering me on, and
Yeah.
that's like the home circle. And my brother passed in 2012,
Jeez.
and at that point, it was like all for him. You know what I mean? Like so, I don't need anything to motivate me besides him.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Once I get life, I gonna play music through him. So that's my motivation. Never get
So he's
discouraged.
like why you do everything you do?
He's the one that teach me everything I know. So
That's cool. Yeah, because as an
yeah,
entrepreneur, because you're an entrepreneur as well, you have to have
I am an
that.
entrepreneur.
Yeah,
And all of that from him, like, just that mindset, you know,
yeah,
like
that's cool.
do for you. Yeah.
So, say somebody wanted to join a band or become a musician or
Mhm.
just learn how to play the bass. What advice would you give that type of person?
So the advice I would always give people is to start slow because you might see us doing all kind of other different things, going fast, doing different tricks, but you got to build your foundation first. If you don't have a foundation inside of it, it's just like your house. You can't build a roof first. You know what I mean? You gotta build a foundation and then you start to put your walls up. Then you start to put your rooms and everything, you know what I mean? To build your foundation first. Because I have had many people come to me and they just want to do all the fancy stuff. And I'd be like, but you can't do the simple stuff yet. But
Building a strong foundation, it is.
yeah.
What would be that foundation you would say?
So now the foundation going all depends on the fundamental of the type of music you're playing because all of them have a basic form and a foundation. Whether you're playing jazz, classical, calypso, soca, reggae, all of them have a foundation to them. So, whether it's a little simple, bass lines could get complex, you do it as simple as possible and then you add in more and then you
Yeah,
keep adding in. So, yeah, so that would be that.
that's cool. All right. So, can you describe a time when stepping out your comfort zone helped you grow musically?
Um, that's a good question. So, because of how I was thrown into the game is like everybody have super confidence in my ability. So that's why I say like that's a hard question. I never heard I can't do it. They want to be like, you guys, man, that's easy for you. And I don't think because I've even like backed up artists from Trinidad and stuff. And when that man came and they like see abilities, like just this warm feeling, like boy, I wish I could go back Trinidad with you, boy. It's like so it's like so I I I that's let me see. Um, I don't know.
And that's a good feeling too, though, to have, because you know Trinidad is the biggest stage for carnival and music, right? So it's a good feeling to have somebody at that level, you know, because you know Marshall, Destra, all them big names come from that area. So it's interesting that somebody would say that to you. So I know it boosted your confidence as well, right?
So for me, of course, from being from the Virgin Islands, I gonna always view it different. For me, my our biggest name is, Friday, and ain't nothing above that, right? For us. So um the interjection with that for me would be that the same jam band that I play with now, I get to, work with members like, Pupa Kelly, Boots, Bosco, Harry, like a lot of these older vets, that been in the actual jam band and been around it, so it, yeah, VI Hollywood, man.
Yeah. For sure, for sure. So, are there like any kind of like personal routines that you have to help you get better or get you prepared for a gig or show?
Of course, practice every day, doing your warm-ups. Them stuff don't ever stop. You know, doing your exercises that need to be done to keep you going. Is all a work. You don't ever have a time where you just pick up and just start,
Yeah,
just jump in. It's fire ice cool. Like, even if I drive in, I tap in my fingers or doing something or, warming them up. That's routine stuff.
yeah, yeah. So just having that set routine of staying consistent and being able to
Of
stay
course,
on.
of course. You just, yeah.
That's good, man. So I like I like what you said, right? So tell me, like, what kind of what kind of thing you could play right now to show the audience a little bit of something of what you'd be doing.
So is like just to show them a reference, like I don't even, and I have on my gloves because I always put on my gloves. So just the simple exercises. You don't even need to have the instrument in your hand. So you're just doing it simple tapping exercises to get your blood warm, get your fingers and warm up. While you just say cool. Like many people have like seen me on the side and actually like, why are you doing that here? I get myself warm, and of course I could play something, but I'm gonna get to that in a minute. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But for exercising purposes and warm up, like simple, stretches, you're stretching your hands and you tap in, like, like keep them warm.
Nice. Yeah, because you know you gotta be prepared. You know you never know.
So you could, as simple as it may sound, you could actually, cramp on stage like that and freeze up.
For real?
Yeah, you can. You could definitely hang up and playing, and you might be trying to do a line that you customer doing, and without that warm up or without that warm up exercises, it's like you hang up on it. It's like, you know what I mean?
So how early do you like? I know you gotta prepare like the when you go to the show, you have to be
Mhm.
there like an hour before. So what is it that you do in that hour leading up to playing?
So just keep your mind calm, relaxing, just letting everything go from that day, all the stress over boom, boom, boom. So when you get on stage, it don't, extend out to the audience. So, a little Zen time, you know, um, your little exercises here and there, and you're good to go.
Nice. Okay. So what's one bass line or song that you most proud of?
Um, I can't even tell you how many songs I've played on I think like the last like 2 years ago, I played on like over 17 tracks for St. Thomas Carnival. So let me see. No, of course, one outside of the Bax tune, the out there is Follow Me by RCT. I did the bass line for that track there. Um, that would, I think that would be like the most out there song outside of the Virgin Islands. But as far as like uh mm, yeah, I'll probably stick with that one day.
The one for Rock City.
Yeah, Follow Me. Yeah.
Follow me. All right. Yeah, man. Rock City make it big. I think they just get win an award too in the what is it? Was it BT Awards or something?
Yeah, some one of them. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
For
they're
some,
doing it big. But
yeah, for
you know,
songwriter, and for the record, Rock City is from St. Thomas. That's where
something
they're from.
comes.
So
Yeah. And shout out to my bro Deli Banger and that link too, because he had linked me to do the bass on the track as well too. So like, you know, more St. Thomas man VI,
yeah.
all around.
So that's your biggest accomplishment, or one of them, right? Yep.
So so it's like sound wise is like I would say like that is one of my favorite pieces. Now when you talk about regular accomplishments, like that's a whole different question ball game in itself. So and I could make that question myself and answer it because it's like so one of the most biggest times is Cooper Kelly. So remember he passed. So it's like amazing to me. Like I played with him on his last Carnival show.
Wow.
So,
Jeez.
so like when I talk about accomplishments, like that's stuff that I hold close to me.
Yeah. Because he was probably somebody you look up to, right?
Of course, and knew him personally too.
Yeah.
So
So that must have been like one of the moments you hold dear to your heart because not every day somebody could like live out their dream by playing or getting on a stage with somebody they look up to, you know?
I mean, yeah, I mean, like those guys are our Bob Marleys, like our superheroes in the music world. So, to say you get to do that or be in that space is like, yo, yeah, crazy.
Superheroes. Like
Right.
Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Like that man there, like you're a little kid and you're watching these man and it's like, boy, if only one time or you know what I'm saying? Like even if you could but much less play with them man on a stage. Like yeah.
Yeah, that's good, man. So, what's one of the next projects that you excited to pursue?
Boy. So it's so funny you asked that question because I just got the phone with my older brother that I sing like maybe like 2.5 hours ago. And we were having a conversation, about putting some stuff together. So it's like you getting it first and be inspired. So it's like we actually going to put something back together like really soon.
Nice. Give me a little teaser of it. Give me a little teaser.
So I mean, is who know us on the Bongsos band is like we're a very, tight manship, like all basically all family members of a band. But over the years, work, get in the middle and everybody, take different parts. No separation, of course, it's our family, but
Yeah,
it's just time right now to just, put something of our own back together and, you know,
yeah,
get moving
yeah.
again.
And I know your audience is looking forward to that because, man, I've been listening to some of your things, them that you've been putting out on Facebook. I was like, wow, this man got skills, my son. I was like,
Yeah.
jeez.
Yeah, man. I just have fun, you know what I mean? I just like to have fun with it. And like your show, be inspiring to people, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. No, so like that led me to like this question. What made you like how do you deal with the nerves when it comes to playing? Do you sometimes feel scared? How do you deal with that?
um, so I don't think I would ever feel scared um walking on a stage. Not at this point. I mean, of course you're going my biggest concern is always like, you know, how it sound more than how nervous I gonna be. Because it's like I know when I step on the stage, I know I gonna do good. But it's
Yeah.
like, okay, how is that being received to the audience is where I put my focus on the most. Because it's like delivery, no problem. You know, it's just the people receiving it. Now we gotta make sure that correct. Because
Yeah.
no matter where you put me, I gonna perform. I gonna do what I, you know, come to do. And I always feel like if you make it to a card, that mean somebody wants you on the card and it's well received. So it's like if you're gonna say, well, hey, I get hired to do this gig, and then when I come out, it's like I know of us, and then I gonna start to mess up and you know, play around notes and this and that. It's like nah, people expect you to, you know, do what you to do. They want to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good, man. Just that's that's the epitome of just service, serving people, because that's a service. Like you making people feel good about the music that they're hearing, you know. So you
Right, of
evoking
course.
emotion in people. So can you share a childhood memory that still influences you today?
So of course, like I say, like our Uncle Boogie that passed too a few years ago is like, you know, from time we smile is like our aunts and uncles is like, you know, no matter what we do, you know, if we knock in a bucket or if wherever is like they make you feel like there are audience of 10 million people. And so from a child it always been in us that like, you know, hey, um we have people in our corner always cheering us on no matter what. So it's like when you go out there, you know how some people would be discouraged if they see three people, if they see one person, if they see five. Some people get discouraged. But because we came with that instilled in us from home, like you know, all little one uncle here, there, or auntie there, and it's like, you know, no matter what you do, you keep it moving. So that from our childhood memories, like that's what I would remember musically, like that would keep me pumping all the time.
Nice. Yeah, man. Yo, those memories and being able to relate it to you now could keep pushing you, you know?
Of course, and that gonna always bring in new fans too, because you know your energy is everybody energy.
Yeah. So we got a few more questions, right? Before we get off of
Hmm.
here. But I want to ask you, I know your brother was one of your biggest inspiration, but who else stuck with you and was a bug in your ear and had you keep going?
So is is a bunch of people. Um, you know, people saw a vision that I didn't see from because I was too young, and people saw a vision of this young bassman, like, you know, turning into something and he gonna be something, you know. And at that time I seen it, I just learning, I just starting and so it is so many people that just, you know, keep that going. Um for me, like, you know, you meet people along the way. Like I say, I was the youngest of my brother, so it's like, you know, everybody. watching all of us and seeing what going on. And like, listen, these group of guys gonna be um really good, and everybody you meet along the way just inspiring you. And I think most of the um inspiring came because they saw like um other past basemen inside of me, like like how others would move and like other successful people, and they'll compare you to these greats and be like, boy, you like this man here, or you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, okay, so you're on the right track. So like for me, it's like the whole musical community of the Virgin Islands is like the whole culture would do that to me. You know what I'm saying? Because like every person I met from every older band, they always push me along. Everybody just, you know, but it would be a lot of names. We would be calling them names. But I would definitely say that besides my brother, just from home, when I got out there, the whole entire musical community,
Yeah.
like just like you take me underneath the wing and you just like, listen, you do what you gotta do.
Yeah. And one of the things that really pop up for me is because the VI community is so strong and they support you. So, how is it? How do you feel like being that your music kind of touched the whole world? Because you said you did the bass line for one of Rock City songs, so they already touched the world. So, how do you feel about
Yeah.
that? Being from a small
So
island.
that's very exciting because it's like I ain't never thought, I would have be playing bass on a Rock City track because like they do some calypsos here and there, and um it was like wow, that is hitting, and then like when I send the line, and the man send me like, yo, then let's man no one change nothing. She good. So it's like that man say good, it good, you know. So my next, biggest goal with that is like, to actually say, well, okay, wonder if you could play that alongside them one of these days, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
maybe hopefully one of these days they build a band and
Sure. I mean, if they said don't change nothing, I sure they gonna hit you up one time and be like, "Yo, like we need you again," you know?
yeah, yeah.
So you
So
talk about Calypso a little bit. Tell me a little bit about what's that for our viewers, because break it down. What is Calypso?
so when you say what is calypso, like you mean apart from soca?
Yeah,
So soca has always been like a more slower kaiso-ish kind of thing. And our calypso always had like the Fungiban kind of mix where it's a little more up tempo. Um, both of them been mostly like folk tailish, but soca always been like slower. It's only now they like start with the up tempo, like the power stuff. But I would say that's one of the main difference. When you say like a calypso is like a more groovier, faster beat. Soca more like the slower, like you hear them um like rarely like you hear them have a heap of up tempo songs when you hear them talking about soca. It's like
yeah,
more like a slow, steady pace. When you hear calypso now, it's like, up here in our region is more like upbeat, more tempo, but not so much a difference in the lyrical content per se, um, but the speed of the music.
yeah. Okay. So I got about one more question for you. So run the rhythm, my boy. Run the rhythm. Let me hear some bass line, my boy.
Okay, so let me see what I got here because to run something.
Let me see. Let the audience see what you're walking with, my boy.
Okay, And this is also my new custom bass that I had made for me.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a custom.
How much is one of those though?
How much does it look?
I'd be lying if I guess, cause I don't know instruments like that.
I mean, well, what you feel like you want? Like what would you want?
Maybe $1,000.
$1,000? Well, you know, so this was over $7,000.
Jeez. Wow.
Yeah, it's a custom. It's the only one like it. So only one like it. So no,
Let me hear. Let me hear. Let me see what's going on.
and I just want to like add to your Be Inspired podcast that like if anybody have any questions or anything like they could always reach out um to me because I realize like I run into a lot of younger musicians and their cry is we don't have nobody to help guide us with what's happening. And I was like, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? So it is like we have a culture and we try and we keep saying like it feel like it dying, but more so than dying, we have a disconnect
Yeah.
between the younger and the older people. And then they let me to know that it's not even only music, it's just like, life period.
Everything.
And it's like,
Yeah.
wow, I would have never, guessed that. So,
Cause like for me, like when I was younger, it was baseball and every weekend the ballpark was packed. The ballpark was popping every single weekend. But as I grow older, and this is part of me wanting to give back in the future, but you could see it died down a little bit looking back, but it's because nobody passed take on the torch to help or give back. There's some
right,
people that doing that, but for the most part, we need more, you know?
right, right. So I just wanted to put it out there, like, I mean, we are not an unreachable set of people. I know people might feel so because sometimes it's like, just like you said, we show up within an hour, and that hour is like you go to the stage, and then most times you go backstage, and then you don't really get to interact with somebody that might have a question per se, because not a person can really get backstage, or get
Yeah.
access to you. So it's like we gotta create the um space where we could have some type of forum where we could meet up with everybody and everybody, handle their respective part. Like I do bass, somebody do drums, somebody do keys, somebody do rhythm, and maybe we could tackle it that way.
And then I also feel like it's also not that they don't have access, is a fear. Like they see you like, oh, this guy is a big bass man. You know why? What you saying? He's a big bass man. He probably ain't gonna talk to me, or just the fear and doubt in their head. You know what I'm saying? But not
Yeah.
knowing you're a down to earth person that just willing to share. You know?
Right. I don't know how clear it is, clear?
Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah, I can hear it. So what's this you playing? Cause this is the first time I had somebody play an instrument on live, so this is gonna be interesting and nice.
You heard it before?
No. I know that one. What that one that be?
That's Rock City Follow Me.
Oh,
So
okay, okay, okay.
that's the line that I did for them, man. Um, so it's like when you play back and you hear it, then you'll be like, well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. But so yeah, so that's the RCT line, and then is of course if I do not do this one, I gonna get stoned, and I could guarantee you that the stone them gonna come from everywhere. If I put a bass in my hand and I don't play this. Okay, that I say it now. I guarantee you I good now. Yeah. So
What was that last one
um
that you play?
so that was one of Bongso's most famous song, Chocolate Adag.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like if I come my hand, I don't play that, it's like, yeah, no. You gotta do it again. You gotta do the whole interview over. Whole podcast. So,
All right, man.
so it's like, so what kind of music do you listen to?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I listen to soca, calypso, some American. I listen to a whole bunch of different ones. So mostly soca and calypso.
Okay. Okay. So what's your favorite soca song right now?
Uh the one that sound good this year is that one the party that just went road march in Miami.
How did I go?
Um, we come so far. Talking about it's time to party. I don't know by
Who sing
Marshall.
it?
Marshall
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
party.
Party.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice.
Let's have a party. Yeah, that's the
Awesome,
idea. So,
man. Yo, Relo, thank you for coming on here and sharing your knowledge, your experience, your wisdom. I'm looking forward to seeing you do more great things on here. But the last question I got for you is what is something that you thought I would have asked, but I did not ask you?
so one of the questions that I thought you might have caught was how many bands have you played with?
Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah.
So, how many have you played with?
Um, I know more than my fingers for sure. Maybe get some toes in there. Um, so much. Like, like, is there a band? But it's a lot. Um, and then one of the bigger ones besides the Jama movement was I actually got to play with Born in Flames from Antigua.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
nice.
Um, and then Extreme Entertainer, Prime Time. I did some stuff with OMG, like so much, you know, also Spectrum, and some of the non-calypso stuff, like with John Gazi, and then St. Groove was like a bunch of different things. Because I don't only play this type of music, so I kind of like
Yeah.
in every um genre, whoever call I did. So yeah, that's a question that you missed.
All right. So I want to thank everybody from tuning in. If you want to get connected with Relo, tell them how you could get connected with you.
So every social media platform is Relo on the base, and the new additional TikTok stuff are trying to get started. Trying to get the hang of it, but definitely trying to do some more stuff. But every social media platform is Relo
Relo
on
on
the
the
base.
base. Nice. All right, so I'm gonna have it link up underneath this video. But I want to thank you for coming on here and sharing your knowledge, your experience.
And
Any last thoughts?
I really appreciate the opportunity as well too. Um, this is like my second or third podcast, and with all the knowledge that I have, I think we need to really start to, give back
Yeah,
and spread it back out as far as like, like making sure our future secure,
yeah.
you know, as a musical community. So grateful for the opportunity to come and share some of the knowledge. We could be here all night. I could guarantee you that. But yeah, really appreciate it.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome. So, guys, if you love this episode with Rilo and the bass, go ahead and like, share, subscribe, comment your biggest insight, comment what resonated with you, comment whatever clicked, you know? So, thank you again. This is Be Inspired Podcast. We're inspiring you to live the abundant life you deserve, and we will see you on the next one. Peace out, everybody. Have a good night.